MAGA woman who's running for Congress out of Georgia just single-handedly ruined the relationship that America has with South Korea and created a bunch of tensions. So Tori Branham is a self-proclaimed MAGA woman. She is a Marine Corps veteran and she's also running for Congress, as I said. But the biggest thing that she did was that she actually called ICE on a huge Hyundai plant that they're creating close to where she's running for Congress. And that caused for one of the biggest ICE raids to happen. You would think that most of the people who were working in that plant were undocumented, as she was claiming. It turns out they were mostly on H-1B visas because South Korea was really planning on having them work there and be able to train Americans, and then they were planning on leaving. The plan was not to have South Koreans working at that plant long term. It resulted in 450 people getting arrested, and obviously South Korean officials have been trying to work with Trump's administration to release these people, but they haven't been successful yet. And so the foreign minister of South Korea is on a flight, or was on a flight on Monday, which is yesterday when I'm filming this, to come to America and try to get these people on a charter flight and back to South Korea, because who wants to be at an ICE facility? Like, let's be real. The Hyundai Motor Group mega plant that they were creating in Georgia was supposed to be the largest economic development project, and it was supposed to hire 8,100 people within Georgia by the year of 2031. So part of a larger $12.6 billion deal that South Korea, Hyundai, and Georgia had with each other to be able to mutually benefit each other so that they build their cars out here and that Americans would get hired, you know, at their plant. South Korean politicians have expressed their regret on sending their people out to Georgia. I'm assuming if they knew, they would never do that, and I would hope that any sovereign country wouldn't allow that to happen. The first part is that 2 weeks ago, Trump and South Korea had a deal, or they came to a deal, so that South Korea invests billions of dollars throughout the course of multiple years, help America build out things like car batteries and other things that we tend to be a little behind of, especially when it comes to China. Trump, of course, then went on Truth Social and defended his place in doing that. And he said, well, South Korea should make sure that Americans are working at the plant, obviously not South Koreans, which that was always the plan. South Korea was not planning on having their people stay here. And why would they when we have a president like Trump? Like, it just doesn't really make sense. Usually I would like to say that someone as extreme as Branham wouldn't be able to win her congressional race, but given that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a congresswoman and has been for a while out of Georgia, I wouldn't put anything past that state, especially when it comes to rural Georgia, because we're talking about the rural South, we're talking about a lot of gerrymandering, and just generally a lot of gerrymandered white folks that tend to lean extremely Republican. The biggest part of all of this is that this woman has single-handedly been able to put a huge wrecking ball within America and South Korean relations. And I understand that, you know, federal forces more than likely worked with Trump officials to do this raid, because this raid was one of the biggest within American history, or recorded up until now. But it also begs the question of how much does this president really care about foreign relations? I'm assuming none, given how he moves. Also, what does this really look like for the future of American and South Korean relations? I don't really know. Is South Korea going to be willing to continue to invest money within America? I personally think this is another example of Trump's daily recklessness. Like, he just does things based on his feelings and what side of the bed he woke up on. I typically do not think he does things out of political smartness, and I don't really think he listens to anyone, even if anyone tries to advise him. How this is going to work out for the people of Georgia, whether South Korea is going to continue investing within that mega plant or not, and if the people in Georgia are able to get jobs as a, you know, product of it, I don't know. I do think that Tori does represent a large minority within America who is MAGA, and I personally believe only do things for political agendas. Trying out this new style of news reporting on YouTube, so let me know if you like it. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Make sure you comment down below what you think, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe.